people ask me what kind of degree I got or what skills I learned in order to do this. If I tell you what my degree is, what my experience has been, that's not even close to what I'm doing right now. So it is really not the skill that got me here. It was the will that got me here. So anybody who is struggling out there, who is trying to learn the skill, if the will is greater than the skill, you got it. Trust me, you are on the right track.
Are you at a crossroads in your career? Ready for a change, but you're not sure how to get there? Don't worry. We are about to produce your best life together. Welcome to the Second Act Success podcast. I am your host, Shannon Russell. I am a former television producer turned boy mom. I left my dream job to find family balance, and in doing so, I produced my dream life. Now I am a business owner, podcaster, and career coach. My mission is to help other women like you find what they are truly meant to be doing. If you are ready to start over in your career or pivot to a new purpose, then get ready to be inspired by stories of women who have done just that. We will share advice and actionable tips to motivate you as you move along on your path. It is time to shine, so let's start producing your balanced life of abundance today. This is Second Act Success. It's time to introduce you to Nosheen Khan. Nosheen worked in startups for some successful companies, all until she suffered some health issues that made her unable to work. She knew that she needed to make a living, and she decided to pivot. Nosheen took her experience in sales and lead generation in the online world and built her own company, Easy Sales Automation. She will share her story of career change and finding her second act with us today. Let's meet Nosheen Khan. All right, I'm here with Nosheen Khan. Hello, Nosheen. It's so nice to have you here.
Hi, Shannon. How are you? Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
You have a very interesting journey, and I'd love to have you just start from where your career journey kind of began.
Yes, actually. So, it wasn't anything fancy because I had the corporate job, high pay, and, I bought myself a house and I had the car. And you know how it is. We just climbed the corporate ladder and it was all going well. And I was young. Little did I know that I will have these health issues, and the health issues just prevented me to, do my best or perform my best, right? So I just, one fine morning, lost my job. I got fired. And they told me, you know what, Nosheen, you just stay home and rest and take care of yourself, which of course I needed to. That's fine. But you know how you have everything? You're thinking like you're irreplaceable. And it's like the company relies on you so much. Like, oh my God, what are they going to do without you? So that was, of course, the kind of feeling I had. But of course, that was, that came to an end. And so I did start to take care of myself. Like maybe like for a week or 2 weeks, I was, of course, like happy to be not working, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it just dawned on me like, wait a minute, this health issue is going to stay with me. So does this mean that I'll never be able to have a good paying job ever? And that's when I realized that whatever it is that I'll be doing, it has to be, and I actually typed these words, how to work from bed, because I was bedridden.
Oh.
And I did not know the word freelancing at that time. Okay. I didn't know that there was such a thing. If I knew that, my journey would have just not been this long. It would not have taken me this long to be where I am today. But anyway.
Or COVID, where we're all used to working from home. That would have just been so
go.
different. Your company would have been a little bit more understanding, maybe.
Yes. We didn't have COVID at that time. If it had, companies would have been, of course, more, I'm going to say, understanding and more supportive. But back in the day, there was no such thing. And there was no such thing as working online as well, because we're talking 2004, very early on. So that is when I started applying for VA type jobs. Like I'll do whatever. I tell everybody I had this huge title that could be wrapped around the visiting card, but offline, I was nobody, like nobody.
What was your role in this corporate position?
I was a senior loan processor / office manager.
So did you like it? Was it what you went to school for, what you were hoping to do with your career, or was it just a nice paying job?
It was just a nice paying job. I have a master's degree in English literature, nowhere close to what my job was. I just started that as an assistant to a senior loan processor, and then we expanded, and I had my own department, and I became the manager. Online loan processing software started to appear, and I was the first one to kind of learn them. But then I made it my career because I loved doing it. It was just so much fun. And I had no plans of doing anything else than this.
Isn't it funny that you can go to college working towards a certain degree and then you get out, and we're kids when we're out of school. So a lot of kids just take the first job and then they get sucked in and end up staying there for so long. And it's so interesting to me because you can think you're going in one path and then you end up in another. And that paycheck and the steadiness of it is so enticing when we're young.
It is. It is. When you're young, you've crossed off all of those, the list is just done. Like, this is it. Like,
I'm an adult. I'm an adult.
get a degree, get a good paying job, make your way up and buy a house and buy a car, get married. I mean, I even tell my kids, like, look, this is not the time for you to worry about, oh my God, I'm going to be stuck at a job for 40 years. This is not that time. And I have learned my way the hard way, but I'm here to teach you. The opportunities are just endless for them. Where we were and where we came are like two different worlds now.
Right.
And in this such a short period of time, like 20 years, that's it.
Yep.
That's all it took for the world to totally change.
Right.
Wow, it's amazing.
Our generation is starting to learn that we are replaceable because you fell into this job and you really liked it and you had no plans on leaving, but life throws curveballs. You had health issues and then they let you go. And you're, and then you're sitting here going, okay, well, now what? Now you're reassessing everything.
Absolutely.
So what were you thinking? You started looking for some like assistant work, virtual assistant work?
I was thinking if there's anything that I can just make calls from home, I can send emails from home. It wasn't the time for this remote work. The remote culture was not even a thing at the time. Mm-hmm. And that is when I started. And I kid you not, I applied to anything that I came across. And like I said, online, nobody knew me, right? If I tell you I am capable of doing this, and there's no way for him or her to find me online. Like, this online presence was not a thing either. So
it wasn't. I was just thinking that. You're right. We didn't have LinkedIn. We probably didn't even have Facebook at that point.
No, we didn't.
Right. So you really are just, here's my resume on paper and I'm sending it over.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, so that is when one gentleman, it was a professor from a university, just hired me as a VA, as an assistant. He was doing some research for his book. And so he had me just do like copy pasting thing in a spreadsheet. So that's what it was. I didn't know what it was for at that time. All I knew was I was given instructions and I was supposed to just do that. So, but then the pay at that time, like, I'm coming from this corporate job from 27 plus an hour, plus bonus, plus commission, like every month, right? I'm coming from that to a whopping, I'm going to call it 33 cents an hour at the time. And I kid you not, I did not even look at what he was going to pay me, because I was like, oh my God, finally somebody's trusting me. Somebody's giving me an opportunity to prove myself that I am capable of doing things, right? And not that I had this huge plan of having this huge business. Of course not. I was just trying to get my foot in the door.
Right.
Eternally grateful. I did not know what this 33 cents opportunity would later lead to. But I cannot thank God enough that I took it, because this 33 cents an hour job led me to be a founding member of this freelance marketplace called Upwork.
Wow.
And here I was, like, I did not know what a freelancing was and how I could work remotely or who will trust me and whatever, right? And so that is how I got started online. And of course, from 33 cents, I went to like $1.75 to $3, and then I did come to $8, but that's when I got hired by Upwork. And had I not taken that 33 cents job, I would not have been, a founding member of such a big company. Upwork led me to another startup called Signified, and that is how I became part of the remote working culture. It just started as a necessity at the time, but that's where it all started.
Wow. I love it because you know what? You took pride in working. You wanted to work, show that you were capable, like you said, that these health issues weren't keeping you from earning a living. 33 cents might not be a living, but it was something, and it got you out there feeling like you were contributing.
Yes. The whole week I worked like 30 hours maybe, but I know the weekly pay was like not more than $7. And I'll be honest, I did not tell anybody this. So nobody knew at the time. They were all very impressed that, oh my God, she's working online, That was something unheard of, right? And because who knew that you could have a laptop and you can make a living back in the days? But I will admit, I did not let anybody know at the time until I got hired by Upwork. Again, because we were the early, employees. So I never talked about it. I just took it as an opportunity.
So you worked a couple different remote jobs. And then
Yes.
how did the opportunity with Upwork come about?
The employer that hired me, somebody in their group was also working for them and they were looking for more people. And that is how it got started. It was always like referral or somebody knew me through somebody. And so I do say that networking does help because when people know a good worker, they will recommend you. So that is how I got recommended by the person for Upwork. And then from Upwork, I got recommended for another startup because I was part of this startup and we were over like 190 employees by the time I left Upwork. So massive growth, massive growth. And then I became part of another startup called Signified. But yeah, networking is powerful.
I've never been a part of a startup, but I can imagine just the excitement and kind of the hands-on mentality of, building a company that would go on to be so huge.
Yes, I loved it. And I just love creating those processes for them or training other people and build these teams or departments. It's a wonderful feeling.
Are you still working from home at this time?
Yes, I have not stepped foot at an office like for a job since 2004.
Fantastic. So you were definitely ahead of your time. You're
But
ahead of
I'm
your time.
telling you, it was all good until COVID hits. Now everybody else is home too, and I hated it. My kids are studying from home, and my husband is home, and I just couldn't do it. Because here I was, I've been all by myself. Everybody thought that, it's not a problem for you at all, which is, yes, it's true. Like for me, nothing changed. And I'm very thankful that we were all okay. Nobody got hit with COVID, but just the transition for some was close to impossible. People who've never worked from home before and now they're forced to work from home, they don't know how a work from home environment is or what you got to do. I mean, I just didn't like the fact that everybody else was home with me and I just wanted them to leave. That's all.
I know. It changes. I feel like the grass is always greener, right? Everyone thinks working from home is so great. And then you get there and you realize, well, my personality is not a work from home type person. I personally, Shannon, I love it. I love working from home when I can, but I know a lot of people are like, get me back, get me back.
Yeah. Yeah.
After Signified, what was next?
So that is when I was like, I'm ready to start something on my own. And so I just started my own thing and I got into digital marketing. And I don't have a degree in and I don't have experience in. It was purely based off of my own doing and experimenting. I'm just like a passive learner all the time. Like I just want to learn, right? And that has helped me a lot in reaching where I am. I started off as a digital marketer. Facebook advertising was a huge thing. When COVID hit, half of my people, my clients, of course, they did not want to do. I mean, we all thought the world was ending, so nobody was thinking of running ads at the time, right? They had, more important things to do at the time. But 2 years into COVID too, I was like, no matter what I'm doing, people pay me for my time. And when you're in the industry long enough, I knew that I don't want to be paid for my time because I don't know if I can work 8 hours a day or not. There will be days that I cannot, right? And this agency model was taking up too much of my time, way too much.
Hey, it's Shannon. If you are enjoying this podcast, then you will love my weekly newsletter. It's full of career advice, productivity tips, and of course, inspiring stories of women who have launched a new career that they love. Just go to secondactsuccess.co to sign up. Plus, you'll get the My Success Vision Board to help you with your 2023 planning as well. Now it's back to the episode.
So again, and that's the beauty of it when you're doing your own thing. I mean, you're in charge, right? You are the CEO. Like you do whatever you want to do. And that is develop my own tool, develop my own software. And that is my latest thing. I'm a SAS company owner, which I kid you not, in a million years, I would not have thought that this will be me. Okay. This is what all these years have led me to become. That's it. So you're talking to a SaaS company owner.
And what
at the
is the
time.
product that you're developing?
The product is automations. And decided I'm going to create my own software. I'm going to create my own company. I'm going to create a tool that will eliminate tech overwhelm for people like us, you and I, right? I wanted one login, like one place to take care of all of these instead of I'm sharing my logins with people too, and they may not be careful about it. And then all of a sudden your Facebook page access is denied because you did something. And we cannot keep track of all of this. And that was my personal experience. And that is what I ended up solving for people like us.
So what is the tool called?
So the tool is called Easy Sales Automation. And if somebody goes to easysalesautomation.com/beta is what I am offering for anybody to become beta member for this app. And the features that you get is, of course, nobody else is going to get that because not everybody's going to be a beta member. And you get all the features at a fraction of the price and the price that nobody else will pay. A lot of people ask me what kind of degree I got or what skills I learned in order to do this. And I tell them, if I tell you what my degree is, what my experience has been, that's not even close to what I'm doing right now. So it is really not the skill that got me here. It was the will that got me here. So anybody who is struggling out there, who is trying to learn the skill, if the will is greater than the skill, you got it. Trust me, you are on the right track. And if it's not working for some reason, and we've all been there, trust me, I still have days that I'm like, like really dumb days, right? So we all have those. But if something is not working and if you're feeling like stuck in wherever you are, if it's your business or your personal life, right? I have learned that I need to sit down and put my problem into one of these three categories. Is it my mindset that is keeping me stuck? Is it my tool set that's keeping me stuck? Or is it my skill set that is keeping me stuck? So wherever that problem, whichever bucket it falls into, you just work on that and you will, unstuck yourself in no time. I have learned this since 2004 until now. So, and I think if we keep this in mind, there's nothing that we cannot achieve. There's nothing that we cannot.
Right. Taking your vulnerability and the rejections that you might have faced and your failures and just turning those around and having a stronger will. And that will lead you forward.
We are in our own way almost all the time.
So Nosheen, I'm noticing that you kind of dealt with a lot over your journey. You lost your job, you had health issues, you had to kind of reinvent your career over many years. And now you're at this place where you're your own boss and you seem so happy. You're creating new things for yourself. Can you kind of speak a little bit to that?
Yes, I would say we overthink. So let's just not overthink. But when I had that, I'm going to say that incident that led me to start from scratch, be okay with that. Just enjoy the process because you're learning so much. It is evolving you, right? If you don't let yourself start again, there's no room for growth at all. And it is okay. It is totally okay. I tell everybody, don't think this is it. Like this is it, right? Because there's no such thing, right? You're going to fail. You're going to be frustrated. Things are not going to work out. Things will not go the way you want it to go. And it is okay. So just two things. Just don't overthink. Done is better than perfect, right? Mm-hmm. And then be okay with starting over. No big deal. As long as you're alive, be thankful. You can start over. That's beautiful. I can say I started, I don't know how many times, right? And I love it. I do. I love it. Imagine how boring it would be if I would be doing the same thing, mortgage, running these loan applications through mortgage software. Like imagine, I cannot even begin to imagine.
No, what a boring life that would have been for you, for your personality.
For me
Other people might love that. But for you, you've had all these other experiences. Yeah. All of those skills and the fears that you overcame are only going to help you excel your next business as well.
Absolutely.
All right, it's time for our 5 fast cues of the week. Here we go. Name one thing that these different chapters in your life have taught you.
Be okay with multiple starts.
You're the true example. Would you recommend if your best friend wanted to take a leap into a big life change, like starting a business or quitting her job or writing a book, would you recommend it?
Absolutely, yes. I've written a book. I had no idea that the person that you're talking to will ever write a book, but that happened too, right? I mean, it may not be perfect, but I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm just saying I wrote a book, right? So absolutely, I would recommend everybody to start their own thing. It will take time in the beginning, but oh boy, it is so worth it. It is so worth it.
What is one piece of advice that you would give to someone who is starting their second act?
Make sure your will is stronger than your skill.
Well said.
It's going to get you there.
What does the next chapter look like for you? You've got so much on the horizon.
So next chapter is coming up with a tool to automate podcasters' journey or their process. And then that is the immediate next. And then who knows, I will be working on multiple other things too. Call it ADD or whatever, but I can't just not do stuff.
Early retirement is not in your future.
So I do think about it, but I know that if I retire from doing this, what am I going to do, right? What am I going to do? Who knows? Maybe write a few more books because I love reading. I write my biography. That's going to be a very time-consuming thing, but for that, I cannot have these other things going on.
Right. And that's going to be such a passion project and such a special gift to your family and to your children.
Exactly. And that's the whole point of doing it too.
I hope you do it.
People know me as Nosheen, but people have no idea what's behind this person. The person that I became, I check all the boxes too, like being a woman of color and being, all that. So it's going to be an interesting read.
I don't doubt it. Where can our audience connect with you?
Go to easysalesautomation.com/beta, and they can either schedule a call with me or buy the tool.
Fantastic. Well, Nosheen, thank you so much for sharing your story and everything that you're working on and everything that you're creating. I think a lot of my listeners will resonate with the uncertainty and just the different ever-changing patterns and ever-changing projects that you're working on. So thank you.
It's been a pleasure, Shannon. Thank you so much for letting me be here with you, share my story, and whoever is listening, look, you got this. Just do not give up. You got this. And we're in this together, so reach out to anyone, right? We're here to help, but do not give up on your dreams.
I love that. Well, thank you, Nosheen. Take care.
All righty. Bye.
Thank you to Nosheen for sharing her story, and I can't wait to see what she does next. To connect with her and learn more about Easy Sales Automation, check out the info in the show notes below. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast for more career advice, tips from industry experts, and of course, career change success stories that will inspire you. I will be back next time for a new episode of the Second Act Success podcast. Talk to you soon, my friend. Thank you for joining us. I hope you found some gems of inspiration and some takeaways to help you on your path to Second Act Success. To view show notes from this episode, visit secondactsuccess.co. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. Reviews only take a few moments, and they really do mean so much. Thank you again for listening. I'm Shannon Russell, and this is Second Act Success.